Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel and to a brand new episode of Speaking Saturdays. Here's our set of the newest questions from this week. So let's get started with part one. Here's our first question. What conditions would you use a computer? That's a bit silly because I use my computer all the time. I'm obsessed with it. Well, not obsessed, but like I have had a computer since I was 12 years old. I have never been without a computer, so I cannot imagine needing special conditions. I mean, like if I'm awake, my laptop is on. Even if I'm doing something else, it's on, it's everything for me. In fact, I don't actually use my phone as much as I use my computer. So, yeah, that's like I use it all the time. There's no like specific instances or something like that. If I'm awake, my computer's on. When was the first time you used a computer? Actually, so I remember being 3 or 4 years old, and my dad got home this huge, bulky, typical 90s laptop home. And I was like, what is this thing? I thought it was a toy. But for me, it was. And so I would play, these games, and I'd play with MS Paint, on that laptop. And it was so much fun. And I would constantly, touch the screen, and I'd get scolded for touching the screen because, of course, back then, technology was way different. If you touch the screen would like change colors, and it was kind of like soft a little bit. But yeah, I mean, in the 90s, having access to a laptop was something else. It was a really fun time. Like, I really loved computers. I think I knew ever since I was a little girl that I just wanted to spend most of my time on a computer. What would your life be like without computers? Oh my God, that's like, I mean, it's impossible. I don't think that, come on, it's like 2025. Everybody has a computer. If they don't, they're really suffering. I mean, it's impossible to live life, at least for me, especially for me, because I work from home, I work remotely, and my work is all related to like, I have like courses and videos and stuff like that to do. So I cannot do all of that on a phone. I need to have my laptop or, a desktop computer, but I need a computer of some type. So life would just be hell. It would be impossible for me to even work without a computer. In what conditions would it be difficult for you to use a computer? I don't know. I've never really thought about this. I mean, I guess if you're like, I don't like using my laptop, like, when I'm on, let's say, like when you're traveling, like, you're using the metro. Like a lot of people in the metro that I see, they're like working on their laptops, but I would not be able to do that. I don't know. I don't like the environment. Like it's not a place to work, for me anyway. I wouldn't be able to like focus or like really get anything done. And plus, I'd always be like afraid, like, oh my God, someone's gonna bump into my screen and break my laptop. Or it's an Apple, so you gotta be careful. So yeah, I don't think I could use my laptop on public transport like a lot of people do. I'd be too scared. I'd be too scared. Okay, then we go on to part two. Describe whoops. Okay, then we go on to part two. Describe a place or a country in which you would like to live or work for a short period of time. Where would you like to live or work? What do you want to do there? When would you like to go there? And explain why you want to live there. So this is a really cool question. Now I think my choice would be Austria, not Australia, Austria, because well, it's just like the center of so much cultural activity. It's like so I speak German, and well, I've learned German over like the past 5 years. I have like a C1 level certificate and all that. So basically, it's like a second language for me at this point. And you might think, well, if you speak German, why not choose Germany? But the thing though with Austria is like it's really a cultural, like capital in a sense. It's got about all these. I mean, Mozart was Austrian, and a lot of people like Falco, this singer that I really like, was also Austrian. So they've got a lot going on. The whole arts and culture scene is very vibrant, and they have these amazing Baroque and Rococo structures, a lot of amazing, beautiful architecture, and I really like the dialect as well. Austrian German is a little bit different. I really find the whole dialect very like it's adorable. It's very cute. So that's one reason as well. I think it's, and I'm like a huge fan of opera as well. There's amazing opera houses that run amazing productions. So that is something that I would love to catch up on. Plus, it's kind of like really, like not like super, I don't know how to put it, but it's popular, yes, but it's not like overly popular, like let's say, London or something like that, So, like you have to be into these things if you want to go to Austria. Plus, I mean, I love a lot of like, imagine all the concerts that I could catch, all of my favorite bands, like Unheilig, Rammstein, Lacrimosa, Umf. Like any German speaking band will, perform in Austria in 3 or 4 cities. So I could get to see, all these bands. And the best time, of course, I mean, if it would be in the summer. I'm considering it, but like I haven't like made like actual plans yet. But yeah, it's a place that I'm really fascinated by. I think there's a lot that it can offer. I think a holiday there would really, really be worth it, because it's not just going somewhere to admire, oh, this place looks nice, but it's going there to really partake in like, the gastronomy. Like for example, the cuisine is also different. It's unique. And like I said, the whole arts and culture thing as well, that's something that's personally very important to me. I love museums and things like that as well, catching an opera or two and all those things. So yeah, that's why I choose Austria. Now we go on to part 3. And there's our first question. If they don't work abroad, if people don't work abroad, would it be helpful for them to travel to a foreign country? Well, I mean, I guess it depends on your goals. Not everybody wants to travel or needs to travel abroad. I mean, it's a good idea generally, because what can happen when people don't really have a lot of experience with people from other countries is they can be kind of close-minded, stereotypical, xenophobic, all these things. And going to another country, even a continent, or even just another region, really, it really opens your eyes, because you get to interact with people, you get to talk to people, you get to discover what life really is like in these places, and it really helps to dispel any notions that you may have had about this place. So that's really important, to kind of open your mind and be more aware that really you find out, the more you travel, the more you find out that people really are more or less the same. It's just our circumstances that are different. And we are ultimately, I think, separated more by class, by social economic class compared to, nationality. So yeah, it's definitely helpful to travel, but of course you need money for that as well. But that's another conversation. If you had the opportunity to live abroad, which country would you like to settle down in? Oh, I think I would choose Austria. It's very cool. It's very kind of, I guess it's kind of, it has bohemian vibes as well, doesn't it? I mean, I like that whole Central European area, which is like kind of kitschy, but also, like very heavy into culture. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of opera. I love arts, culture, museums, and so on. There's a lot of things that I would like to do, discover. A lot of people find the cuisine bland, but I don't. So I think culturally, I think it would probably, and again, I don't know for sure. Like I'm just guesstimating because I've never been there, at least not yet. But that's the kind of environment that I would like to surround myself in, that I could potentially also see my future children be surrounded in. So I think it's like a great place. Plus, I think homeschooling is legal there, so that's another thing that I've actually thought about. In many ways, yeah, that's a bit of a weird thing to say, isn't it? That's completely like out of pocket. But yeah. Would you like to live in a developed city with a high salary but with polluted air? So I have already lived in a developed city with a high enough income. And with really bad air, and no, I would not recommend it to anyone. Your health is really important. The amount of money that you earn in a big city, of course, cannot cannot replicate that in like a more rural area. But just think about it. Let's say you have a health problem and you need to then spend money and time getting yourself fixed and operated on, whatnot. I mean, why, bother with all that? Like, your health is so precious. There's only one body. I mean, you could say, oh, yeah, well, there's medical care, but once you damage your lungs, you really cannot. I mean, transplanting and all that is, I mean, it's just, not really very, very, very successful. So why not protect your health, rather than focusing on wealth? I think ultimately we should all, anybody who has a normal body that functions should be very grateful and should do what they can to protect it. And that includes not living in polluted cities. So no, I would never. I mean, I've already had that life, for 30 years. I don't need that anymore. I'm happy living in more, quiet, semi-rural type of places as well. Yeah. Would you like to live alone or share a room with others? Now that's strange. Do you mean share a room with people? That's like way too close for comfort. I don't even like sharing a room with my parents, let alone like strangers. Oh my God, I could never do that. But even sharing an apartment with like other people, I don't think so, because like when I moved out, I lived alone. I rented an apartment for myself, and one major reason for that is because I work from home. So I'm like, talking, chatting to people, making videos, making content. So like I'm there, and that would be quite disturbing for somebody else. Like, if you're constantly there all the time. So it wouldn't work out anyway. And I need my peace. I need my quiet. I'm like, I do love, in a way, solitude. I am perfectly happy alone. I don't need the company of many people around me. I know how to entertain myself as well. So no, I would hate to live with someone. I enjoy being alone very much. So in fact, my whole family's like that. So yeah, that was our set of questions for today. Don't forget to come back next week when we'll have a lot more questions. And of course, we have a lot of older videos for writing as well, for speaking too. So go and check those out. And in case you're still struggling with IELTS preparation, well, you really don't have to. My number is right there on the screen. So feel free to call or text at any time, and hopefully I will teach you soon. Until then, bye-bye.